Carson Wentz is close. He's just not close enough. According to Ian Rappaport of the NFL Network, Nick Foles will start week 1 against Atlanta. Remember, this is the same guy that said Carson Wentz is going to start the season on the PUP list, so maybe take this with a grain of salt, although I do think that Foles is probably going to be your week 1 starter from what I've gathered and from what I've read today, just now, basically over the last 15 to 20 minutes. So let's get into this report and some of the things that were said by Rappaport. So he notes that Wentz has done a fantastic job in his rehab, but this is just a long-term decision for the face of the franchise. Mike Garofalo says Wentz is close, just not close enough at this point. No reason to rush him. And then there's Jordan Schultz, who says that league sources believe Wentz is on the verge of starting, but taking precaution with Foles is clearly the right move. So if I had to guess now, you know, that there was that Peter King report from a week or two ago where he said, based on discussions he's had with Doug Peterson, his opinion is that he thinks that Carson will start week 3. Now, this wasn't a report by King. It was an opinion. So let's keep that in mind, because I think a lot of people rushed to judgment last week on what King said and literally interpreting it as fact when it was just, in fact, an opinion. But I will say this. Tampa Bay is a bad defense. Indianapolis is a bad defense. So for a guy coming back from an ACL injury where the game might be just a little slow to start because you have to come back and get back in the swing of things, he hasn't gotten hit, maybe it's better off that he plays Tampa Bay or Indianapolis. Just saying. And Indianapolis is going to be at home. I mean, that's basically like a preseason game for the Birds. So there you go. And let's get into Foles now, man. He's going to be fine. The offensive line is going to be fine. And, well, we're not in the cold weather season now. It's hot. It's still the summer. And we all know how Nick Foles fares when the weather is good. So, but it comes down to his offensive line. If the offensive line protects him on Thursday night, he's going to throw 2 to 3 touchdowns, and he's going to be fine, and the Eagles are going to win. That's what's going to happen. If the offensive line does not protect him well, and he's backpedaling, then maybe the Eagles lose. They would have to then resort to their running attack. By the way, they've been using their rushing attack to win their last 2 meetings against Atlanta. They've run the ball really, really well against Atlanta. But I think Nick Foles is going to be fine, and I think the Eagles are going to win this game. So there's that. What else? I mean, that's basically it, right? I mean, it is an important game to start. I mean, week 1 against Atlanta, this could have some home field implications when it comes to playoffs. And, you know, maybe these are 2 teams that are battling for playoff position come the end of the season. But at the end of the day, what's more important? This season or Carson Wentz's career? It's a pretty easy question to answer.